Okay, hello Fraction Camp, and let's see. I'm going to introduce you to Cuisenaire rods. Many of you may already know about Cuisenaire rods and maybe have used them. Some of you, this might be your first introduction, so let me go over it very quickly. Cuisenaire rods are a set of 10 different length rods, and they're color-coded to make it easier for you to understand. So what I would like to point out to you is that the Cuisenaire rods, all the reds are the same length, and they are exactly double the length of the white piece. The greens are all the same length, and they are exactly triple the length of the white piece. And as you can see, they go up. So over here, you might notice white is like a unit, red is 2 of those, green or the light green is 3, the purple is 4, the yellow is 5, and so forth up to the orange, which is 10 units. Okay. So how should you go about using this? Well, one way is to start like this. Say, okay. Yeah, by the way, if you haven't already watched the video on establishing the whole, you should do that now. Again, watch the video called Establishing the Whole. So, okay, I'm going to say, let's say that this is equal to 1 whole. This is called establishing the whole. So if that's equal to 1 whole, then what value does this equal? And I would say this is equal to 1/2 because 2 equal pieces, have the same value as 1 whole. Okay, and what you want kids to do there is you want kids to actually say, look at this. Because that's 1 whole, 2 pieces are the same as 1 whole. So that's 2 pieces, that's 1/2. You also, don't forget, if you haven't watched the video called a flexible whole or creating flexible wholes, then you should watch that now. So what I might want to do is say, okay, so if this piece is equal to 1 whole, then what value does this piece have? Then I would say that piece, let me see, I'll have to take a piece like this and compare it to the red pieces, and I'll say, okay, so because there's 3 equal red pieces that are equivalent to the green piece, then I'll say that's equal to 1/3 because 3 equal pieces are equivalent to 1 whole. Notice how I'm drawing lines like this because I'm going to call this A and I'm going to call this B. And in A, so a person, so then, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to add one kind of an important piece here. And that is, what's the value of this? Using the same strategy that we just used with the red, we'll say that's equal to 1/6. And then because 6 equal pieces are a fair trade for 1 whole. Okay, I want to focus you on a few things. So number 1, up here, I said have the same value. Here I said are equivalent. And here I said are a fair trade. Those are different wording to mean the same thing, but this is a colloquial phrase that kids will relate to better. And this is the academic phrase that kids probably would not relate to better. So you can start them off with the colloquial phrase is a fair trade and move them towards the academic language, which is are equivalent to. Okay, so that's important. That's a language development strategy that I really encourage you to be cognizant of and kind of intentional about. So as kids start to use the colloquial phrases, then every time they say a fair trade, you go, that's right. A fair trade means they are equivalent. And so you start getting them to use the are equivalent. All right. Another kind of key thing is this. Hey, teacher, what's this value? Is it 1/2 or is it 1/6? I'm confused. Like, why does it say 1/2 there? And why does it say 1/6 there? It doesn't make sense to me that the white blocks are both 1/2 and 1/6. And the answer to that question is the key to understanding fractions, is this block doesn't have a fractional value unless you're comparing it to a whole. And it depends on which whole you compare it to as to which fractional value it has. So it has a value of 1/6 here if that's the whole, if the dark green is the whole. But it has a value of 1/2 if the red is the whole. And how much would it have if the orange was the whole? They could go through the whole routine that we just went through, say, oh, if this is one whole, then what value would this be equal to? That would be equal to 1/10. And then I want them to add the reasoning. Okay, so the takeaway from this sort of sophisticated idea is, what's the fractional value of the white block? And the answer to your question is, I don't know, until you tell me what is the whole. And so the white block can be any fraction. It can be 1/2 if the red is the whole. It can be 1/6 if the dark green is the whole. And it can be 1/10 if the orange is the whole. This is a really difficult thing, I think, for some students to understand, and it's called increasing their tolerance for ambiguity. That is to say, the white value is ambiguous until you tell me what the whole is. And the white value, fractional value of the white block, only has meaning in relation to the whole. That's a really critical thing about fractions.